Pay attention to your children. Keep them close.
Well, the mother of a Wichita State student is in shock tonight after police found her daughter's body in the trunk of her boyfriend's car Saturday.
Pay attention to who is around them. Do research.
Zaiylah grew up just outside of Kansas City, moving to Wichita 2 years ago to attend WSU.
Taronza says she had no idea that her daughter would become the victim of domestic violence.
And I just felt to the floor.
Right now, this man now charged with capital murder in the death of a 19-year-old woman and her unborn child.
So sometimes it is hard to see those signs because she was like a ray of sunshine. She'll walk into a room and it just lights up.
Your gold medal champions, Lansing.
That smile, that happiness, that joy.
Her mom and godmother tell me her death has left them shocked and devastated. They say they saw no warning signs she was in trouble.
Not everybody make it out. And to see my baby girl not make it out is just like, well, how did we miss the sign?
Zaiylah, the oldest of 3 children, was born when her father was stationed at Fort Campbell Military Base. The family moved to Kansas when she was in elementary school, according to her mother. The 19-year-old was an outstanding student who shined in and outside the classroom. She ran track and joined the powerlifting team when she was in high school.
Your gold medal champions, Lansing.
She also graduated a year early at 17, going straight to Wichita State in 2021. Zaiylah was a vibrant soul filled with dreams, aspirations, and love. During her spare time, she enjoyed singing and being a dog mom to her poodle, Oliver. She also enjoyed bonding with her friends, especially her family. Zaylah's mother said they had a close relationship, speaking about every 2 days on the phone outside of trips back and forth to see one another.
She had a big heart. She loved to sing. She was singing gospel songs, working with a gospel artist there in Wichita. And she, she's just a peaceful, loving, pleasant person. And it hurts.
Zaylah's mother described her as her pride and joy, noting that everything appeared to be going well for the college student. She said her daughter was recently boasting about getting a new management job at City Trend's clothing store and a car. She had her own place and was excited to start her second year at WSU as she pursued her dream of becoming a math teacher. Not only that, Zaiylah was in a relationship with her boyfriend for almost a year. According to her mother, 22-year-old Alexander Lewis was a part of the U.S. Air Force and seemed well-spoken and intelligent. She added that her daughter was always smiling and never showed any signs that she would become a victim of domestic violence. But unfortunately, no one knew what was going on behind closed doors between the two. However, both families were aware that the couple were expecting.
Her mother says Zaiylah was 16 and a half weeks pregnant, and she just found out the gender of the child.
She had just found out that she was having a boy. And of course, we had that conversation. We even had a separate conversation on what she was naming it. And she would not tell me the baby's name. She said, "No, Mom, it's a surprise."
However, her mother would never know the name of the baby boy. Sadly, over the weekend, the young expectant mother was allegedly murdered by her boyfriend, and no one understands why.
We were close, but Like I say, honestly, not close enough because I don't know if what led to this, what was the signs.
Welcome to 12 News at 9. I'm Haley Tucker. Today, a woman was found dead in the trunk of a car by police in northeast Wichita. WPD is investigating the crime as a homicide.
I just go outside in the morning to just chill, and then there was like 10 cops and then like firefighters and the ambulance. But I thought maybe she had passed out, and then I seen them put the bag over, and I was like, dang. And then my neighbor came out, then he was wondering the same thing.
The Wichita Police Department began looking for Zaiylah last Saturday after receiving a phone call from one of Alexander's family members in North Carolina. The family member told the police that he may have harmed her. According to police records, officers tracked down her car shortly after 11 a.m. Police went to 2 different locations to check on the victim. At one of the locations, officers talked to Alexander, and then they found Zaiylah in the trunk of his car. Police officers pulled her out of the trunk and attempted to provide life-saving measures, but arriving EMS members pronounced her deceased at the scene. Although investigators are still trying to figure out what led to her death, detectives said it was a result of domestic violence.
She was pulled from the car. Life-saving measures were attempted, but unfortunately were unsuccessful.
The North Carolina operator said a woman called 911 there, saying her son may have harmed his girlfriend. Wichita police officers went to conduct a welfare check, and the 22-year-old suspect Alexander Lewis answered the door and handed over keys to a vehicle. Officers found the 19-year-old woman in the trunk, pronounced dead at the scene.
You know, there are groups that are willing and able to help people involved in domestic violence situations, and we certainly encourage people to call if they're in a domestic violence type situation.
In Wichita, Cale Chapman, 12 News.
Alexander was arrested that morning and faces a charge of capital murder, according to court records. He is being held on a $500,000 bond.
David, Alexander Lewis is behind bars tonight here at the Sedgwick County Jail. He's accused of strangling his girlfriend Zaiylah Bronson to death and putting her body in the trunk of his car. We spoke to Zaylah's mother, who lives in Leavenworth, and she tells us what makes this worse is that she was pregnant.
And I just felt it.
Her mother says Zaiylah was 16 and a half weeks pregnant, and she just found out the gender of the child.
She had just found out that she was having a boy. And of course, we had that conversation. And we even had a separate conversation on what she was naming it. And she would not tell me the baby's name. She said, "No, Mom, it's a surprise."
Taronza says she had no idea that her daughter would become the victim of domestic violence.
She would smile through anything. So sometimes it is hard to see those signs because she was like a ray of sunshine. She was proud because she always, wanted to tell me, "Mom, I just got a new car. Mom, I got a job. Mom, I'm a manager now." Very proud of her. Always have been and always will. Even when she, made mistakes or wasn't listening.
If you'd like to help Zaylah's family or funeral arrangements, information for that will be on our website, KICK.com. Live in downtown Wichita, Leon Purvis, KICK News on your side.
Currently, her mother is working to get her belongings, but there has been a struggle. She stated she was denied access by a maintenance person and was told she was not authorized to enter the apartment.
A week later, her mother came to town to visit her apartment for the first time since her daughter's death. The mother of Zaiylah Bronson says the only thing she was allowed to find at her daughter's home was more pain and anguish.
How do you deny a person, a mother, who has just lost her child, the right to go in?
Taronza Bronson, mother of Zaiylah Bronson, says she only wants one thing.
Just sit, to smell, just see the apartment as it was, how she had it.
Bronson says her friend Dawn Wilson called the apartment's management office on her behalf early Saturday afternoon and was told entry wouldn't be a problem.
We get here, we call the maintenance guy, and he says no. I was told not to let you in, that you're not authorized to come in.
Bronson now clings to Zaylah's dog, Oliver, who was taken to a local shelter. Her daughter's car still sits in front of the complex while Bronson works out getting access to it. Wilson says it's been an emotional roller coaster, but she believes her friend will be okay.
She has a strong faith in God, and I really think that's what's getting her through.
Zaylah's mother says holding on to the memories she and Zayylah created helps her cope with this tragic loss.
Cuddling on the couch, watching movies, just the time that she didn't want to do much. She would always say, "Mom, it doesn't matter, whatever you want to do, I just want to spend time with you."
Bronson says if she could say anything to other mothers, it would be this.
Pay attention to your children. Keep them close. Pay attention to who is around them. Do research.
We reached out to the apartment complex 17th, where Zayylah lived, to ask why they denied her mom access, but we have yet to hear back.
I will continue to keep this family in my thoughts and prayers. If you can please leave any resources or remarks to help the family during this time, especially as it relates to getting her belongings, that would be greatly appreciated. I thank you all so much for watching. Let's please respect the family and the victim in the comments. I love you all dearly. And with that being said, please don't forget to check on your loved ones.
She loved to sing. She was singing gospel songs, working with a gospel artist there in Wichita. And she, she's just a peaceful, loving, pleasant person. And it hurts. And this tragedy has touched and hurt a lot of people. It's by the grace of God and His strength that I am able to move and walk and talk and express and stand strong, because without God's strength, I would not be able to do anything.
The person she is, I can promise you she's smiling down and just letting everybody know it's okay. I'm okay. If you're a victim or going through any type of domestic violence, there are so many programs and people you can talk to without getting your family involved if you want to keep it a secret. Just utilize those services. Domestic violence is not okay.